The Shadow of Fear. The Golden State Killer's reign of terror from the late 1970s through the mid-1980s. A phantom stalked California suburbs. At night, he'd break into homes, often through unlocked doors, binding his victims with rope or wiring before committing sexual assaults, and, in at least a dozen cases, brutal murders. Vehicles were stolen, terror left in his wake, and no community felt safe. "I thought he was my husband," recalls one survivor, her voice trembling. He'd whispered friendly words in the dark before revealing the rope. Another survivor remembers the ice-cold click of handcuffs, the smell of gasoline as he threatened to douse her home. For decades, their nightmares remained unspoken, scars hidden behind their eyes. Law enforcement chased phantom leads, composite sketches, fiber analysis, shoe prints, but every clue dissolved into dead ends. Jurisdictions rarely shared data, and the sheer volume of crimes overwhelmed detectives. Years passed with no arrest, fueling the killer's legend and the public's dread. In 2001, journalist Michelle McNamara coined the name Golden State Killer, uniting the East Area rapist and Visalia ransacker cases under one chilling umbrella. A single identity haunted more than a dozen counties, giving victims a common voice and investigators a rallying point. Decades later, a new science emerged: genetic genealogy. By uploading crime scene DNA to public genealogy databases, detectives traced distant relatives, building a family tree that pointed to one man, Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer. On April 24, 2018, deputies quietly surrounded DeAngelo's Sacramento home. As he stepped outside, they read him his rights. Relief and shock rippled through survivors watching the live news feed. After 40 years, the shadow had a name. In 2020, DeAngelo pleaded guilty to 13 murders and more than 50 rapes to avoid the death penalty. DNA matches his handwriting on taunting letters and the family tree breakthrough. In court, survivors confronted their abuser. Some spoke in trembling whispers, others with steely resolve. Each testimony a testament to survival. The courtroom fell silent as a victim turned and locked eyes with DeAngelo, saying simply, "I am here." Though the trial closed one chapter, many survivors continue to rebuild shattered lives. Advocacy groups formed, legislation tightened statutes of limitations, and counseling resources expanded to support those left in the killer's wake. This case shattered assumptions. Cold cases could end decades later with fresh science. Police departments nationwide now routinely re-examine unsolved crimes with DNA. Genetic sleuthing raised tough questions about privacy and consent. Lawmakers and database operators wrestle with balancing public safety against individuals' rights over their DNA. Emerging tools, advanced DNA phenotyping, AI-driven data analysis, international database cooperation, promise faster identifications. The Golden State Killer case showed that no file is truly closed. Detectives and citizen journalists refused to let these crimes vanish from memory. Their decades-long hunt proved that persistence can outlast even the most elusive villain. Neighborhood watch groups, tip-line calls, and survivor support networks all played parts. Communities learned that shared vigilance is a powerful deterrent. Though one monster is behind bars, unsolved cases persist. Viewers are urged to support cold case units, donate to survivor funds, and report tips, because justice demands we never forget.